The year is 1920. The United States just finished up World War I and was celebrating what was known, at least on the surface, as the Roaring Twenties. At this time, the prohibition was in full effect, so you'd think with no alcohol consumption that there'd be less crime, right? Wrong. The 1920s was the golden age of the gangster, where crime organizers were viewed higher than the federal government in the eyes of the public. A huge crime during this time was that gangsters would steal the mail. The reason for this was before we had secure transfers of funds like today, most money transactions were transported by mail truck or train. So when the average person would normally hear, "You've got mail," the robbers would hear, "You've got cash." It got so bad that on October 20th, 1926, the Marines were activated by President Calvin Coolidge to protect the mail. This is not the first time the Marines were called to this specific mission. The first time they did it was for a span of 4 months back in 1921, after more than $100 million, when adjusted for inflation, worth of cash, jewels, and securities were stolen from mail trucks and trains in 1920 alone. In November of 1921, the Marines were equipped with shotguns, pistols, and very strict orders from the Secretary of the Navy, Edwin C. Denby. In his letter addressing the Marines, Denby clearly stated,
"To the men of the Mail Guard, you must, when on guard duty, keep your weapons in hand, and if attacked, shoot, and shoot to kill. There is no compromise in this battle with bandits. If 2 Marines guarding a mail car, for example, are suddenly covered by a robber, neither must hold up his hands, but both must begin shooting at once. One may be killed, but the other will get the robber and save the mail. That is the spirit of the Marine Corps. When our men go in as guards over mail, that mail must be delivered, where there must be a Marine dead at the post of duty."
Luckily, there was no need for a dead Marine to be at the post of duty, because during both periods, the Marines' presence effectively prevented mail robberies, with only 1 attempted robbery recorded, and that particular robbery involved an unguarded mail train that was carrying no mail at the time. After the Marines were withdrawn the second time, the attempts to rob the U.S. mail stopped. By early 1927, all Marines had been returned to their units and the Mail Guard force was disbanded.
Stalker 2, a Marine recon platoon north of the MSR. They blasted 3 T-72s in the area. I need you to push 16 clicks north of MSR knife to map grid 257, 79 or 8. How copy, over?